Let's add some space to my kitchen by adding a pantry. Now this is what this wall looked like originally in my kitchen. You can see it had an open archway into our bedroom, so I asked my landlord to put a door there. And once we added in the bookshelf, it looked pretty good, but not seamless, so we decided to take a curtain rod I thrifted, as well as some curtains I thrifted on a separate trip. You never know where you're gonna use it, and my wonderful fiance put them up for me. This helped to make it look way more custom and seamless with the wall. Now it's time to decorate with my thrifted items. The first thing I added to it was this little duck lamp I thrifted back in Florida. I thought it was so cute and added the perfect amount of light, and I just hid the cord with the curtain there. Now it was really bothering me that you could still see the top of the door, so I added this thrifted basket and I filled it with some produce like potatoes and some baking items, and it helped to cover up that door so perfectly, and you can't even tell there's a door there in my opinion. On the shelf below, I just added some baking goods such as flour, I added some oats, as well as some of my favorite cereal just for easy grabbing. The next thing I did was thrifted a basket and I put some of my onions and garlic in there. Again, I grab these all the time. I love adding books for color, and I actually use these books sometimes for recipes, so I added them to the bookshelf as well. I added some basil and this really unique coffee pot that we don't use all the time, so I added it for aesthetics. The marble vase that's holding the basil was actually originally a toothbrush holder. Love how I can use it for multiple things. I then added some matches in this little sugar dish. On the next shelf down, I added some more cookbooks that I like to grab often. Pro tip, I like to remove the jacket sleeve to reveal some of that color on the book to add a more moody feel. The next thing I added was this thrifted cookbook stand, and I turned to a page I was actually making that week. To kind of reinforce that page down, I added some heavy items such as this gold teapot, this butter bell that I'm actually going to fill with butter, as well as this brass pepper mill that I love so much. I was seriously loving how well this was all coming together so far. On the bottom shelf, I added this book just for some height dimension. I love being able to mix in the gold tones. I added a mortar and pestle down there that I grab often to use. And then I added in this coffee grinder that's vintage. You can't actually use it anymore, but I like to display it. I have a lot of marble going on in here, so I thought I might as well include my marble rolling pin. We use this a lot to make homemade pasta, and I didn't have anywhere to put it in my cupboard, so this is perfect. And the final thing I added was this beautiful crystal bowl. I thought it'd be great to hold my lemons and limes and just add that extra pop of color of yellow and green on the shelf. And then just a little secret here, I like to hide my vacuum cleaner behind this curtain here, so then it's out of the way and out of my eyesight, but also able to grab it easily. And this is the final product of it all put together. I'm literally obsessed with how this turned out, but I'm sure the longer we live here, the more this will change and become more practical and functional. But for now, this is how I styled it. Everything on this bookshelf was actually thrifted except for the jars, and I love how I was able to make this look like such a custom and seamless addition to our kitchen. I also love the curtain function because if we ever have guests over and it's messy, we can just close the curtain and then no one sees what's going on behind it. This is truly one of my favorite parts of my kitchen. Let me know what you guys think.